Okay, here's our fourth and final video for geometry essential skill, and we're going to go ahead and talk about parallel and perpendicular lines. So I have my directions off to the side, and I'm just going to go ahead and follow those as I go through. So if I'm talking about a line being parallel, that's important. So if the line is parallel, then I want to use the exact same slope that was given to me. And in this case, my slope has been identified as 2/3, so I'm going to go ahead and write down that the slope I'm going to be using is 2/3. In addition, now I'm going to take that negative 12(3) point, and I'm going to identify that as x, y. So in order to write this equation, I'm going to go ahead and take out y equals mx plus b. And I'm going to plug everybody in where they belong. So my y is going to be 3. My m is 2/3. The x is negative 12. And then I don't know what b is, so I'm going to leave it as plus b. Now in this case, I'm going to go ahead and solve for b. So it's going to give me negative 24 divided by 3 plus b. I know that that gives me negative 8. I'm going to add the 8 to the other side. Again, I'm trying to get b equals. And in this case, b is going to be equal to 11. So now I'm going to take the b that I found and the m that I used, and I'm going to write my new equation. So my equation here is going to be y equals slope x plus b. So there's my answer to the first one. Now when I take a look at the next one is going to be perpendicular. On perpendicular, we do a little bit more work to the slope. So in this case, the m was still 2/3. However, that's not the one I'm going to use. I am going to do a double flip on this. So I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to flip the sign. So if it was positive, now becomes negative. If it was negative, it then becomes positive. That's the m I'm going to use. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my point for negative 1. I'm going to identify it as my xy. And now I do the exact same steps I did just a second ago. So y equals mx plus b. Plug everybody in. In this case, my y is negative 4. My m is the negative 3/2, so the double flip. And then the x is going to be 4 plus b. Put a 1 under my 4 so I can multiply. It's going to give me a negative 12 over 2. If I divide those, it's going to give me a negative 6. Add that to the other side so I can get b equals. And in this case, I get b is equal to 5. Now using the b that I just found and the slope that I used, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my equation. So y equals negative 3/2 x, and then bring my 5 over. And that's our final video for this.